और नई दिल्ली विश्व पुस्तक मेला 5 मार्च को संपन्न होने जा रहा है और 4 मार्च को आरजेएस पॉजिटिव मीडिया यहाँ उपस्थित है और मेले में बहुत भीड़ है पुस्तक प्रेमियों की और इसे लेकर हमारे आरजेएस फैमिली से जुड़े हुए जो पत्रकार हैं वो भी कुछ कहेंगे। अशोक कुमार जी बताएं वीडियो।
Really, I am so excited to be here at World Book Fair. It is actually, for book lovers, it is a kind of Mahakumbh. It's a place of pilgrimage for us. And this is my 4th visit to World Book Fair. And I have purchased many books which I was wanting to read, even at this age. Though my voracity has come down, my appetite has suffered because of age. But yet, I think I met some young people who almost envied me, my enthusiasm for books. I talked to some very wonderful people who live in the world of books. In fact, there is a gradation. Some people, Bacon, the famous writer, has, I think, written about books in the most pithy manner. He says some books are to be just chewed and some are to be tasted. But some have to be totally imbibed. And here all kinds of books are available under the roofs of these halls. And it's a wonderful experience. In fact, it is very difficult to express it in words. I have talked to different spectrum of society, and it is a myth that people have lost interest in paper books. It's a myth. And it is only when we come here and then we come to know that in teeming millions, there are large number of people who have a passion for going into the world of books. Books open up new horizons. They take you into a different world. And of course, one thing I would definitely say, and probably my long experience and my being aged also entitles me to give guidance to readers. One of the things that surprises anybody most is the kind of books the people read. The great philosopher Schopenhauer has said that 90% of the books are for wasting your time. But then who will guide? Who will guide? Who is entitled to give direction to the thoughts and emotions of readers? They are good readers. They want to know, but they have to be guided. And in fact, I have to quote this episode. It is an episode of great significance. I once met a professor. At that time, because I am never without a book in my hand or in my bag. This has been so since my teenage years. And people say that when one who is so immersed in books talks, then original light is bound to come from within, from the depths of the heart. And that does. That is a fact. That is an objective fact, you know. You see, but who will give direction to people? Because otherwise, there are places where you can get lost. You can get lost in the desert. Of course, in modern times, this may not be now true. You can get lost in the Amazon jungle. And you can, I would add to that, that anyone, in fact, most of the people who come to the world of books, or I would even use the term to the Amazonian jungle of books, they get lost unless they are given direction, unless they chalk out their path, they carve out their path through the jungle of books. And this is a very, very difficult. So I was referring to that professor. He asked me what book I was reading. I said I was reading Shakespeare. He said he used to read lots of books, but he has given up reading books. I told him to his face that he has got lost in the jungle of books. He may have been a professor, but he was a lost soul. Having got the sense of books, you can never give up reading books, And now I would also, it gives me pleasure to mention that RJS Positive Media is rendering wonderful service for propagating the habit of reading books, particularly among the young people. So they have been distributing books. They did so in Delhi Book Fair. I think they, under the guidance of Manaji, 300 books of various publishers, including very wonderful publisher Diamond Books, as you can, were given, distributed. And it is a slogan, a beautiful slogan, that we have to change our habits. We don't have to give bouquets. In fact, we do disservice to flowers. We have to give not bouquets but books. A wonderful slogan given by Manaji. And I think it is having effect. It is having effect on all of us, so we can assume that this will have effect on others, So new habits have to be formed and wrong habits have to be given up. And in this beautiful campaign of books instead of bouquet, even in this World Book Fair, RJS has repeated the success, the enthusiasm that it showed in Delhi Book Fair. And already 50 books have been distributed or given as kind of a new kind of bouquet. So this is a wonderful thing, and I would hope and I believe and I am confident that whosoever is listening to it, they will propagate this idea further. And there is, the fair is ending tomorrow. Still there is a golden opportunity. If you have not visited, do come. Even if there be crowd there, you face the crowd, there's nothing. You do come, buy books also. And RJS has been for a long time has been participating in Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in their own beautiful way. And they have already done many 135 webinars. And these webinars have been appreciated and need to be appreciated further. And they form a record, And on 6th August, 150th of the series would be completed, and with great enthusiasm and ceremony, a book will be brought out, containing all that we have gone through in a very festive manner and for the good of society, and as Bhagidari of Amrit Mahotsav. This gives me special pleasure to mention this. This is an achievement. Jai Hind.
जय हिंद, जय हिंद, जय भारत. तो अशोक कुमार जी आपके फैमिली से जुड़े हुए आपको अंग्रेजी में बहुत सारी बातें बताए हैं, तो बुके नहीं बुक्स, इसको लेकर हम लोग आगे बढ़ें और इस तरह की चीज़ों को जो पॉजिटिव हैं उनको समर्थन करने का अभियान और तेज करें। जय हिंद अशोक।